And we are live. Hello, people. It is Thursday morning and 10:30, and that means Art Joy of Sharing is live on YouTube with Shel and Peg Robinson. And I want to say hello to the people that are joining us in the box. That's Rennie and Barbara Clark I see so far today. Hi, Shel. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, so.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Whoa, she has a little bit of feedback over there today, so I'm sure she's going to get that fixed up for us. But so glad to see you people joining in. Hi, Andrea. Today is all about ATCs, of course, because we've been doing ATCs all month long, and we thought we'd do some dimensional art. So if you saw the last 2 days, I kind of have been starting with dimensional art. I did these two cards, which are very dimensional. You know, I've got things that pop up off of the surface. So I've already kind of begun that whole process of the dimensional thing. I'm starting with some backgrounds and things. What are you starting with, Shel?
Yeah, I'm still just working on layers on the backgrounds that I've already created mostly. But yeah, I was just talking about different ways to create dimension. And this morning I was messing around. I have so many different types of pastes. I have so many. And I mean, actually this box of the colored ones were all different ones given to me by different companies. But I started because I wanted to make sure that things were dry. And so I have some different ones here that I've done through stencils, but I wanted to just show you the process. I love this stencil. If you guys don't buy a single stencil from Stencil Girl, get this one. It's so cool. It's called Spoked Wheel Collage. And last week when we were messing around with inks, I put some heavy gesso. Do you guys remember? I did heavy gesso through a couple of these, and then I put the at least I think that's when it was. Anyway, this is heavy gesso on here. That's something that you can put through a stencil to create dimension. But I thought it would be fun to even add another layer. This already has dimension on it, but to even add another layer through the same stencil using this glitter paste. Look at that. Isn't that fun? I have 4 different colors of it, but it's made by Gina K Designs and Thermoweb, and it's called Glitz Glitter Gel. And I thought that I'd take the same stencil and try to find the same spot on the stencil, because you know you can keep stenciling with the same stencil in multiple layers and just reline it up. So I have just this was my old AAA card, it looks like, and I cut it into strips and made myself like a little spatula. Oh, I forgot to turn on my other camera.
Uh-oh.
There we go. And I can just take any of these gels and pastes and mediums, you know, and I can use this, and then I don't feel like I'm ruining something precious, like I'm getting stuff on my spatula, or, you know, I mean, obviously those are all tools, so I don't know what I think I'm trying to save, but anyway, just having a cut up card works really great to put these different paste through stencils. And of course, remember to put your stencil in water immediately, or wash it immediately when you do this, because this stuff will stick forever and ever and ever. But isn't that cool? That just adds an additional dimension to
that is cool.
My dimensional thing.
So I want to say hello to some of these folks here. We've got people joining, and I want to make sure that you guys know we know you're there. Marie and Sharon and Laura and who am I missing? Tink. Messy is, yep. Vicky and yeah. Hey, Peggy. Hello, people.
She says, spreadsheets are not my muse today.
Yeah.
Are spreadsheets ever a muse? I don't know.
I don't know. I must have thought so at some time when I went to school for accounting.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Mhm. Oh, that's really fun. This one is you start with something one week and then the next week you put something else and now the next week I put something else. Fun layers.
So I did a few things before the show started too. I was using some crackle paste, and you guys can see the crackle in here now. Because this is so moist, I put it onto some chipboard, and once it crackled, I put a coat of matte medium over the top because it'll continue to crack, and it'll crack right off of your surface. So you want to, this is what I used, is I used the crackle paste and the matte medium. And I did this through a new stencil to me. Let me show you what I do with her card. This is from the Artisan Cash on Etsy, which is a friend of mine who is Jackie, Creations by Jay Cherie on YouTube. So check her out. But I had her new stencils and I was using them. She has, I was on this kick a while back where I was doing that Aboriginal art, and I was really, really digging the look of all of that with the contrast of the colors and everything. And she has some of these designs that kind of remind me of that stuff. So, yeah, I picked up a few stencils from her this week, and they're really fun. I mean, look at that. Is that cool? Look at that. Yeah, so check out Jackie. And then another artist that I've been following is Rachel. And hers is Soul Rain Art on YouTube. And Rachel had done these really cool, they're like tribal cloth pieces, and this is a free digital download that she has out there for you. So I thought this was really cool because I like the contrast, so you can layer up some of these things to make some background. So I was going to work with like some of these pieces that I had created with the stencil and the paste, and then some of these papers, and just work with what I have on my desk here.
Good plan. I always try to work with some of the junk I have on my desk too. So you guys are all familiar with pressure embossing, right? Especially if you have some type of a machine where you can put your paper in a little folder and then, oh, this is so skinny. And then press it in your machine and it makes raised paper like this.
Yep.
And I was just hearkening back to the old days where the way that we did pressure embossing was with these little brass stencils. Do you guys remember these? And as I was looking in my stuff, I realized some of these aren't even open. That's how much I didn't really enjoy this process. But I thought I would show it to you guys. I got a piece of watercolor paper and I got these stencils. Oh man, that's poking holes in it. I misted the paper a little bit because I was hoping maybe that would help with the pressure embossing, but some people really enjoy this and some people actually still do it.
Well, if you're doing something that's kind of mindless, like I used to throw a few stencils and a stylus and stuff in a bag with some paper, and I would do it, going to something with the kids, or it was something that you could do. And it's one of those things that just kind of takes your mind off of other stuff, and it's okay, but I really like faster results than that. So I like embossing by running it through the machine.
Yeah. I just didn't want to drag my big heavy machine out.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Am I whiny? Yes, I am.
So I have this piece, which I had used some paste through for dimension, which has the sparkle in it. Have you guys seen the sparkly stuff, the sparkly paste? So it kind of reminded me of maybe sand dollars or something on the beach. So I wanted to glue that up. And I have a seashell, which is dimensional. So I think I'm going to glue this seashell on here. And then I have a mermaid, you know, so she's going to go on here someplace. So let me get started with that. I think I'm going to use some glossy accents to put that seashell down with. It's kind of faster drying than some other adhesives. If I can get into it. This is the problem, is getting into it, because it kind of gets to where it doesn't want to come out. So you have to open up the nib again. That sounds like fun, Peggy. I hope you're enjoying the challenges.
You know, I do want to say about the ATC a day that there is a lot of people participating, not just in the group, but also on Instagram. There's a lot of people who aren't posting in the group, but are posting on Instagram. So I recommend that you guys go over there and you just use that hashtag ATC a day, ATCAD 2020, and you will find lots of interesting stuff that you might not have noticed otherwise.
That's true.
So now I did this same process this morning while we were hanging out with these two flower ones, and I did it on this piece of cardstock, and then I just took an ink pad and I just ran it over the side that's raised, and this is what I got, which is kind of interesting. And that's a permanent ink pad, so now I can come in with color and do whatever I want. But I was going to do something different with this one that I just made. I'm going to, you end up with two sides. You've got the side that's raised up, and then you've got the side that's down. And I was thinking, since this is watercolor paper, I would put some watercolor on it and see if I can get it to sink down into these little cracks. So that's what I was planning on doing here. I just have to find some watercolor. And here's some right here.
I had picked up these water brushes this week. Nobu Tonic Studio has these specials, you know, where they have weekend deals. And so I was picking up these water brushes and I thought they were really cool. So I think I'm going to color my little mermaid using some of this water brush stuff. Because I can, because they're cool.
Spilled that water. Doesn't have any water in it. So yeah, let's try this and see if it works. I'm curious. I want to get it good and sloppy. Let's try that color. That's a pretty color. Maybe add a little bit of orangey to it.
Let's see.
A really warm orange.
Might be a color I can use.
Oh yeah, that's going to do
it. The thing I thought was cool about these brushes, let me pull this off. It's just like the regular water brushes. It's got the reservoir tank, and like when you screw this on here, you know, it's got the little valve in here. So I think I could probably reuse these after I get done with the color that's in there and just add my own ink to it.
I think you can.
We'll see. We'll see how far I get with that. But I just thought, you know, it was not an expensive deal. I think they were, I got 15 of them for like 17 bucks. And they come in these sets of 3, but I got all of these colors. But check out Tonic Studio USA if you're in the USA, and then they have the UK one too. But they run these weekend specials that are pretty good if you guys are looking for some cool products. Let's see. I think I want her here. I like this pinky peachy. I think I'm going to go more towards that in some of her hair.
Well, that turned out really cool. See how the paint is pooling up in the places where I pressed down with the embossing, and now I have this real textural look of for a background of multiple interesting colors. I like it. So that's very different than what I ended up with when I did it with the opposite direction. I don't think that I can, this isn't really a watercolor type of paper. This is a glossy cardstock. Can you guys see that it's shiny? So I think I need to use some other sort of, well, I guess I'm going to try it with watercolor and see what happens. It's a coated paper, and so it may not absorb, or it may absorb. Actually, what it's going to do is absorb way too much and make everything dull, I think. But let's try it anyway. I've already got the watercolors out, so I might as well do it.
Might as well do it.
Yeah,
okay, that's a little bit too pink. I need something peachier. Let me add a little bit of this color to it. See if I can tone that down. Get it to go into the background colors more so. Okay, so that's my little mermaid. I'm thinking dimensionally, I should probably pop her up on here.
Yeah, since we're doing dimension, you should probably pop her up.
Yeah, I think I should probably pop her up on that seashell. But in order to do that, I need some kind of backer behind there. So I might need a few more shells. Let me see what I have.
Well, luckily you're doing a show with someone named Shel.
Imagine that. I do have shells because my kids are in Florida and I walk the beaches down there and I pick up shells. So I do have an assortment of shells. So that's kind of a cool one. Let's see what else I have here. I think I was just wanting a few smaller ones because this is a ATC. We don't need huge ones, but I just want to pop up the mermaid a little bit. So I'm thinking a couple like that will probably work. Maybe a third one. So yeah, I've got, I take my bag out on the beach and I just put stuff up when we're walking around. Because I like seashells.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
So let me glue this on here. And then I'll have a base to put her onto. And I can just glue her down. Onto a dimensional ATC. Now that's got to dry before I do anything else.
Dimensional ATCs might be a little bit harder to mail. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Yeah, put them in a box of stuff you're sending somebody.
Yes, I just got a box from Peg. She likes to send boxes out to her friends.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I do like to send boxes out.
I see that those pencils I've been wanting are in there. I had a surprise visit from my child who lives in California, and he just showed up with unannounced, and the only room that we have now for a guest room since my father-in-law moved in is my studio. So he basically took over my studio for like 4 days.
That's hard when you want to create.
I couldn't do anything, so luckily I was a little bit ahead on the ATCs.
Yeah. I want to glue some of these pieces down.
That's pretty fun. It does definitely have a strange effect on the glossy cards, coated cardstock. It just kind of, it doesn't flow. It just kind of absorbs real quickly.
Yeah.
But so that's pressure embossing. I think that was pretty fun. I like this. I like how it's drying out with really dark spots and light spots. This one, I think I put something on last week. It has the raised surface too with the heavy gesso. Heavy gessos comes out different than the other stuff, than all these other mediums. I think this one's getting dry. They're getting dry now. This one is weird. This one is, it said something about metallic, but it's metallic, but it's metallic black. And then this one was the gold. And I also have copper, and I just have all these different ones, and I hardly ever use them. So yeah, having fun with different backgrounds. But I do need to eventually make something.
Well,
I can't see all these because I have such a small.
you're making backgrounds.
Yes, I'm making backgrounds, but I'm going to have to finish a card for today because I don't have a card for today, which is day 18.
I don't have a card for today either because I was making it on the show. So there we go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have to finish one of these. But I also have this one that's pressure embossed as well. And I think I'm going to show you guys what I was doing with an ink pad. If you have something that's raised up that way, somehow, whatever way it's raised up, you can use an ink pad. Of course, my ink pads are just wrecked, but you can just drag over them. And if you're doing mixed media and you're planning on doing more layers, then you know you need to use something that's permanent, but you can just really highlight that raised area with just an ink pad so easily. Like that, and now you can see that it's a wood grain. I'm pretty sure that this might have been sent to me by Debbie Bonner. I was just looking at the stuff, and she had sent me, I don't know when this was, but she'd sent me this beautiful ATC that is dimensional. It's like a piece of chipboard on the butterfly. There's pretty glued glitter on there, and then there around the edges, there's like, it's like she painted the back with black gesso and then let it come around the edges and make a, you know, a textural situation on the top too. So that's a really pretty card, and that's Debbie. She's probably here today. She might be. She comes and joins us in the lives.
Oh, okay.
So when I was looking through the things, she just sent me another package. So I have another package of Happy Mail, which I haven't gone through, that she sent me as well.
You're just going to have a Happy Mail day.
Yeah, I got a couple good Happy Mails this month to show. I'll show you guys them on my vlog on the 1st of the month. So then if I want to, I can come back in with other colors on this. Like maybe I want to use I had to put everything away, darn it. So I can have an air mattress in here.
What did I do with that border one? I had a really cool border from Jackie. Looking for that stencil. There it is. This is a cool border stencil.
I need, such a mess. Oh, and I guess I didn't mention, to do pressure embossing, you use styluses, ball styluses, and I have different sizes, 3 different ones here with different size balls on them, because they have balls.
They do.
That's why they're called ball styluses, because they have
so
balls.
I have some matte modeling paste here from Art Basics. Just something I picked up in the sale aisle. Oops. that just went boop, burped on me.
That can happen.
Yeah, so I'm going to use this stencil with the borders and see if I can get some of that down on top of these papers, those digital download papers from Rachel. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Okay, so, and then remembering to clean up the tools.
Oh, I just got an idea for this ATC.
There was a while there we were doing a lot of those Aboriginal art pieces. I know, hi Gina. I know it was, and Vicki Ross, hey, good morning. I know that we were doing it on Instagram. I think we were putting those up because it was Michelle and Vicki and I were kind of, nudging each other on to do those primitive designs, and I just think that's cool. That's cool. So this one was, I was showing you guys these pens that I picked up on sale this week, but when you take those apart and put them together, you get all of these little hoo-has, right? Well, you got to do something with that. So I took some dimensional paste. Actually, I think this is just some white heavy gesso, and put them on here because I thought they looked like bubbles, right? So that's drying.
Where is that?
Let's see. What else do I have here that I need to be working on? I've got everything in stages of drying.
Yeah.
See, I thought this would be a cool image on something like that too. This is a old magenta stamp that I've had forever, but I love this stamp. It's just, it's got these primitive birds. How cool are they? But I also pulled out some paper that I picked up. This is some paper that I found on Amazon that looks like old parchment. And I had some old letters from my mother that, I just photocopy this stuff. So you can use some of that on that. And what else did I have that I was going to put? Oh, and stamps like this. This is kind of cool because it looks like, cloth, or gives it that dimensional feeling, right? So like if I take this and stamp it in a color that is something other than black, like let's get a brown. This is tree branch. Let's see what this looks like on here. This is going to give it, something that feels dimensional, like a textured cloth or something. I love my stamps.
Do you guys remember this one from last week where I had the alcohol inks and I put them through a stencil on a piece of Duralar, and then I attached it to gold metallic cardstock with some glitter medium? I think I'm going to use that one to build kind of like an assembly type dimensional ATC for today. How does that sound?
Like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So, you can have dimension without having so much dimension. I mean, this one has really a lot of dimension because I used that acrylic piece in here, And I use these metal pieces, and that has a whole lot of dimension on there. You don't have to go as heavy as that. This one has plenty of dimension because of the crackle paste that's on here.
I want to use this girl.
And this will be cool with, let me get some of those colors that I got.
Stuff
I think I'm going to spritz this with a little, that's alcohol. I need my water spritzer. Where's my water? I know it's around here. Okay, here's my water spritzer. I'm going to spritz this with a little water just to keep this brush moving. And this is going to go down into those cracky areas. Which is very cool. And let's see, this is kind of an orangey tone, I think. This is called Spice Ginger. That sound pretty? Oh, it's yellow, actually.
Sounds tasty.
Spice ginger, yeah.
Maybe some nice ginger tea with good warming spices or something. Yum. Yum! I have a feeling that maybe this napkin has another layer that I did not separate because this is not coming off so easily. I don't want to tear her. That would be really mean.
Oh, this looks like, this is my kind of color. This is it's called French wine. Yeah, it looks like burgundy to me.
I was right. It had another layer. Oh, I could use
a lot of that color on there because I really like that color.
Interesting dimensional stuff too. So that means that my little chickie pants has another layer on her that I did not remove. Come on. Let's separate. All right.
Yeah, see, these are colors that I enjoy.
Let's see. Gloss medium. I need some gloss. Glossy, glossy. Where is the glossy?
I don't know if they're going to sink in quite as much as I want them to. We'll let that sit and dry a bit. It's craggy looking, right?
Is there anything in this? Oh, there is. Whoa.
And see, yep, that's still wet. All right, moving on. If it's still wet, move to another card. Okay, this one has some of that paste on the background too.
Shoot. All right. I thought that might happen, and it did. Darn
it. Laura, she is. She honestly is.
It's a fun word. Balls.
Yeah. So, all right.
Around to that. Dang it. All right. So I'm going to have to fix this, and I can fix it. And I will show you how I can fix it. So since this this napkin is very, very translucent once you put it on there, the color in the background was just too dang dark. But luckily, I have more napkin, and I can fix it. So I'll show you how I can fix it. How annoying is that?
Okay, so I have some Distress Oxide spray. This might turn into a hot mess here because I've already got this piece glued down. And I should probably put it in a box because I'm going to be spraying. You know, me and spray. Ha ha. Where do I have a? Here we go.
So what I'm doing is I'm going on the back of the napkin and I'm painting everything that is going to be on the card, which doesn't end up being the whole dress or anything, on the back of the napkin with white gesso, because that will stop this napkin. It'll still have all its properties of transparency and translucency on the edges, but on the part that I need to show up on the card, it will no longer be translucent or transparent because I painted it with white gesso. Does that make sense to everyone?
So I just happen to have this tonic shipping box.
You just happen to because you happen to bought some tonic stuff.
Yeah. So it makes a good spray box. I should dry that.
Oh, come on. Seriously, is it going to be one of those days? Oh, my God.
Let's see. Now I have, what other colors do I want to put on there? I want something brighter. Let's get our, that was abandoned coral, I think. I want, here's some fire brick. See if I can do this and direct a little bit. Yeah. More towards the edges there. And one little contrast. So I've got this gloss spray. You guys use these gloss sprays yet?
Ooh.
Let me get, where is that stencil? From Jackie. I had it out there. Here it is. Here's that stencil from Jackie that we started with. Let me dry this down a little bit. And I'm gonna put that over the background, not exactly where it was the first time. I'm going to use this gloss cheddar spray, see what we get with that.
Okay, let's try this again.
Ooh, yeah. And look at the paper from the packaging. This is going to be a cool background on something too. Make sure that you, you know, clean your sprayer when you're doing this. So that's got to dry. But I'm loving this paper now. My spray paper. I'm thinking some of that should go on something too, because that's pretty cool. All righty. Which stamp did you like, Peggy? This where is it? That cloth one or this one? This one I think is really cool. See, I think this would be really cool on here. If I glued that down on a background. Here. Let's do that. Let's glue that down. Where's my, there we go. Yoo-hoo. Oh, that one's about shot. I need a new glue stick out here. Here we go.
I have a whole box.
Yeah, I use a lot of glue sticks. Go through them.
All right. So that fixed that problem. But I still have a long ways to go with this.
Just put that down on there. So, my bigger scissors. Here we go. Hey, Carla. How you doing?
I don't like glossy very much.
Carla is What If NC. And she also has cool stencil designs.
Yes, she does.
So check her out on Etsy. So remember I was telling you about Jackie's. Jackie's is this one on yeah, Etsy. Duh. Can't talk today. But that is what I used on this particular piece. On that one and on that one is from Jackie. And then I want to use some of this paper from Rachel. Remember I was telling you about Rachel. She has these cool papers in a free digital download. Not sure which one I want to use here. I like that one. I think I'm going to use this one.
Copper. You know, I don't have a copper paint pen. If anybody ever finds a freaking copper paint pen, please let me know. Because I'm annoyed with the whole lack of copperness.
How dare they, lacking copper.
Yep, they need to just get with it and get with the program and make a copper Posca pin or Arteza pin. That big set of Arteza may have a copper, but I only have the smaller set. So if anybody got the size 40 pins from Arteza, you can let me know if there's copper in that set because I really want a copper acrylic paint pen.
Well, and speaking of paint pens, I should grab one here. One of my all-time, old-time favorites, and now I don't see it. Oh, boy.
And I mean acrylic, guys, not oil. I know that there's copper oil paint pens out there. I do not like them. They smell stinky.
This is what I want to use. This is my Krylon Gold.
That's an oil one. Stinky.
And I want a straight edge.
Okay. Now I've got my vintage lady on there. I'm going to put this dimensional piece on there.
Hey, there's Rachel. Hi, Rachel. I'm using some of your papers today. Telling people about your channel. There's Rachel.
Hello, hello.
Using some of yours and some of Jackie's stuff. I was showing some of Jackie's stencils here.
I think I want that to be darker, like black color. What shall I
Let's
use?
see if I can get this flowing the way I want it to. Sometimes these pens don't work quite the way I want them to. Okay.
Don't know why that tore apart. It's pretty rude.
Yeah. Doesn't want to get all the way to the bottom there. Come on. You can do it. Come on. I'm coaxing it, Shel. I'm coaxing it. There we go. All right.
You can do it if you put your heart into it.
There you go. If you put your heart into it, you can do it. All right. So that was just the Krylon Gold 18 karat. Krylon Gold pen.
18 karat even. It's not some of that cheap 10 karat gold.
Yeah, it's 18 karat gold. Woohoo!
All right, what else do I have?
Make sure that that's dry because I want to add a line of black on there too.
Maybe there, maybe some of this, I don't know. Just want some dimensional stuffs.
Yeah, it might need. I like this pen for a real fine line. This is the Pilot Multi-Ball. However, I think I want a little bit thicker line today. Requires I get my Posca out. Imagine that.
Yay, Posca!
Woohoo!
My scissors are too big.
Okay, I like that better. Yeah, I love them too, Gina. They're pretty cool.
I have a flower. It's too big.
Yeah, go check her stuff out. She has some awesome stuff. So, do I want the birds or do I want? I think I like this little character. I think I like him. This is just, I embossed this. This is another stamp from Magenta. You know I love my Magenta stamps, right?
To be honest, I'm not sure that you've met a stamp you don't like.
I love my magenta stamps because they've got some really cool imagery. And I have quite a collection of magenta because when I was working in the stamp store, I had my discount, and so I have to use my stamps because I own them. So to make this one dimensional, I'm going to pop this little guy, this little dude up, but I also wanted to use one of Seth's stamps. Remember, I have these words from Seth. And let's see. Going to use one of my favorites, one of my faves. Where am I going to put this out of the way? Here we go. I'm just going to stick it onto a stamp block here and get some paper and stamp that up. All right, I definitely have too much stuff out on the desk at one time right now.
The illustrator just came out.
Yeah.
She needs to go away. She felt like that this little image needed a lot of lines.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Versus the illustrator.
See if I can stamp straight. Maybe. If I hold my tongue just right. Right? Now, I guess it doesn't really matter that much with this particular stamp set. So let's cut this out.
So back in the day, didn't Dee, what was her name? Dee
Grunig?
Grunig work for Magenta?
Yeah. No.
No.
Dee Grunig had her own line of stamps.
Oh, okay.
Magenta's out of Canada. Dee Grunig was out in California.
I saw her at one of the very first Stampin' Up! Conventions that there ever was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she came because at the time Stampin' Up! Was selling some of her stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was way back in the day. That was when I was a demonstrator.
Well, I was going on a, believe it or not, I was going on a stamping cruise.
I believe it. I would have went if I thought I had the money.
And, well, it was just like a 3-day cruise. It wasn't anything spectacular. And I'm trying to scroll back here and see what I'm missing because I know I'm missing something. Hey, Sassy.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Brenda. And anyway, so I was going on this cruise, and she had a store. She actually had a storefront out there in
California,
LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went to her store, because she was the lettering lady, She always amazed me with her beautiful script.
For sure.
And this was long before anybody was doing all of the fancy lettering that is out there right now. Geez, how many years ago was that, Shel? 30, 40?
I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I'm not sure how long ago it was that I was a demonstrator. And I was a demonstrator for 11 years and had a whole bunch of people under me and all that stuff. And it just got to be too much.
Yeah.
For me. But I moved 3 times while I was a demonstrator.
Oh,
and
boy.
I restart my business 3 different times, 3 different states.
Wow. Well, anyway, Dee was the one that, you remember the sponges the heavy
Yeah,
sponges.
yeah.
She had
I
the
love
dye
those
inks,
sponges.
and she would put those on the heavy compressed sponges, and she would make these rainbow things, and she
She
would do
makes
rainbow
such cool
letters.
rainbow stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about colorful. If you guys don't know who Dee Brunig is, look her up because she was fun.
Yeah. She was a really big personality. She's
Yeah.
a fun lady.
So I've got some dimensional adhesive here. Let's get this little guy popped up.
Trying to make this dimensional, and I'm not having very much luck. Everything that I keep picking out is too big for an ATC.
Yeah.
Because ATCs are tiny, tiny, tiny. And my glue doesn't want to work. I'm not having a very productive day here.
Well, some days are like that.
Nothing seems to want to work right. Come out, glue. Come out, come out, come out.
Yeah, those phone calls, they come in, don't they?
Barbara says she has some Dee Brunig inks still. If you like rainbows, I tell you what, she had rainbows. Well,
Vicky says YouTube's making it hard to return to the feed. Oh, sorry. Her name's familiar. Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing she's not doing anything anymore because even at that time, like what it was 20 years ago or something, she was already fairly old.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like Carol Duvall and all the people that we grew up with who were doing crafts at the time. Dee was of that era.
Yeah. And I was in my 20s probably. So if she was 50 when I was 20, then
Well, yeah, I mean, you're still a lot
retired.
younger than I am, Shel, so
I'm guessing she's retired.
yeah, I'm sure she retired a long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably about the same time Carol Duvall did,
Yeah.
But those were the days. Those were the days, that's where I learned how to make my own paper and stuff because we didn't have all the stuff on the market. You made your own designs, you made your own colors, you did it your way because if you couldn't find what you wanted, you had to make it.
Yep. No, I don't like that being black. It's too dark.
So there's that. I wonder if my mermaid is starting to dry yet. Oh, she's still a little gushy.
Technical term.
Gushy? Yeah.
Gushy.
I need to find some kind of something to go on there with her. I need to do a border. Let me set this one aside and let's look at where we are with some of these. Now, I think this is for another day because that is so wet. I mean, you can feel the back of it. And if it's cold, it's still wet, guys. So, and this is cold. So that's going to have to go for, another day because we're doing ATCs a lot of different days. I like this. And I've got this piece of paper here that I think would be pretty cool on there. So let me add that. I'm just going to use some of this art glitter glue to put it down. Oh, I'm having glue issues today. It's not flowing.
Yeah, that's apparently a bad glue day because mine wasn't either.
Okay,
Maybe she
so
needs a martini glass. This woman needs a martini glass. Just saying.
I'm going to
Me
put that
too.
down in there because that's got that crackle. Remember, I put the crackle down and then I put the matte medium over it, and then I added the colors with those brush pens. And now I'm just going to trim this out on the edge, because that's pretty, right? That's pretty. And guess what? I need some more heavy duty gel medium, or here, let's just use some glossy accents. That should be fast and easy because I have dimensional elements here.
Glossy accents, good idea. That's a good glue to glue down dimensional stuff.
Gonna fit right on my ATC like so, and I'll let that glossy accents dry down. That'll take a little while because I put a little glob on there because I want to make sure it stays put. But I added those butterflies, and that'll have to dry. All right, so we've got 3 in process. Okay, I'm not a fan of what that did on the edge. I wonder if I can just take a brush. New comments. Okay, trying to look. Hi, Nancy.
There, she's much happier now that she has a martini.
Online store is still around. Okay. Is there any water in here? I'm going to use this wider brush and see if I can move some of this on the edge here.
Something to put in the middle of that. Maybe a pearl.
Because I want to see some of the dark behind there. I like that craggly darkness in there.
I don't want to have to go get out my other stuff. Maybe I would have
Just wetting it with the water brush and then trying to.
This is not my day.
Scratch cards sitting on my desk. You know, this is what I like to use for watercolor too. It's my tissue. Yeah, see, now that's bringing up bringing some of that black back into the background there. I like that craggly kind of look. And then I think I'm also going to spritz this a little bit. I want to see more of the dimension. Because this is about dimension, right?
It's supposed to be.
Okay, so we've got, let's see, where was I going with that? Oh, that letter from my mother. Letter from Mom. Let me just tear that down. Whoops. I loved my mother's handwriting. I always thought that was fun. like to see her hand in some of my work. Didn't tear quite where I wanted it to. We'll add a little bit of that to this one. And a glue stick.
Well,
yeah, I do see Bob Ross on Create every once in a while. I wish they'd run some more of that older stuff. I would like to see the stuff that Julie Faye Van Balzer gets on there sometimes too. I can't remember what it's called right now. Anybody remember what that's called that Julie does?
I don't remember, but I see her on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Yeah. It's fun to see the new baby too.
Yeah. She has a new little one. And then she showed her bathroom, and she had like rugs and a shower curtain and things that she'd got printed with her art, you know, like you can do whatever. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And she hadn't even really intended to show that. She was like talking about something like she'd gotten some old clothes out or something, and then it's like everybody was like, oh, where did you get those rugs? And so then she had to talk about that. It was kind of funny.
Well, and you guys know that Shel on her channel, if you look underneath, has stuff that she has for sale.
Yeah, through Teespring. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a service that goes through YouTube, and I can put my art on stuff. So the name of my Teespring store is Shel's Art on Stuff. All right, that's going to be my day 18. I don't know. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever made, but it's vintage, I suppose. So, had enough of that nonsense. We've got all these other ones with the sparkly stuff and the shiny stuff and the dimensional stuff and the. I was thinking this one with the wood grain could be something to do with Father's Day or something. It has wood grain.
I had some old photos. These are, okay, this one is my grandmother. I think that's grandma and an aunt. So if you've got old photographs, stuff like that you can use in your art, that's kind of fun to incorporate too.
Yeah, it really adds a sense of history if you're going to do vintage stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this is an old photo of my grandparents, and I had reduced it to this size, you know.
Yeah, don't actually use the actual photograph. Use, you know, a reproduction of it.
Reproductions are fine. You know, but these are things out of my history, and I like to use some of this kind of stuff in my art too. But this one is really calling to me. I've got really cool pictures of Mom when she was learning to play the violin and stuff. Those were awesome. So I'm thinking, dimensional wise, I've got this charm, and I can take this and turn it into a charm. Because Granny and Grandpa can go right into this.
No, that would be cute on there.
And become a dimensional charm. Let me put this. Oh, I guess that was supposed to go on the front side. Duh. It actually has, looks like it has the plastic coating on there to protect it from getting scratched. I'm going to take that off. Some manufacturers did a nice job on this. And I don't know who made this or when or where, because I've had stuff in my stash forever and ever.
Forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
That's a neat one already cut out.
Are you? Okay, cool, Gina. Gina's been doing a lot of stitching stuff lately.
Yeah.
Peggy says, pretty, Shel.
Oh, thank you.
You don't get create? That's too bad. Make it artsy. That's the one. That's the one. Make it artsy. And honestly, if you're on YouTube, you can find Make It Artsy on YouTube. So I go looking for PBS and Make It Artsy and all that kind of stuff right on YouTube sometimes if there's something I'm looking for like that. So I'm gonna put this in the frame.
That's a fun one.
Get Grandma and Grandpa framed up here.
I was just looking through some magazine images to see if anything would be fun on any of these. Look at this lady. She's cool.
This actually has, you know, my grandmother and grandfather. It has my mother's handwriting. I should add, for more dimension, I wonder if I have a copper pen. Do I have a copper pen?
We were just discussing that. You don't have a copper acrylic pen.
But it might have dried up, you know.
I have a copper paint pen, but it smells stinky and I don't like it.
Well, I know Krylon made a copper one. I had a Krylon one at one time, but it might have dried up. That's silver.
No copper?
That's silver.
There seems to be a shortage of copper.
I think I need to order a copper. Well, you know what that means.
Shopping?
Since this frame is silver, I guess I'm going to have to do the other thing in silver.
Oh, she's cool.
So, where is my silver? Just had one. Here we go. Here's my silver leafing. And because this is about family and love. Oh, that's a brand new one. I haven't even got the ink all the way down in the tip of that one.
Hadn't even been charged up yet?
No.
Oh my goodness. That is new, new, new.
Amazing. You know, sometimes you buy them and you forget why you bought them. There was a reason you got it, right?
Yep. You saw somebody using it and you wanted it. And then when it came, you forgot what it was that you were going to do with it. Happens to me.
Marie says, Shel, your lady looks like she should be dancing.
Oh, yeah. She's a cool Latina lady. She's so cute. I don't know what I'm going to put on there with her, but she's cute.
So I'm just going to change this copper to a silver so it goes with the color of the frame. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about where we used to change everything ourselves.
Well, because it didn't come in other colors. That's why.
Right.
It was annoying.
So I need some brads in a silver now, don't I?
Oh, this is not going to be a sealed surface. This is not going to be good.
And guess what? We were just talking about brads and eyelets and all that stuff this morning. Shel and I were in the green room talking about it.
Yeah.
And I pulled a bunch of stuff out. I mean, I have all this stuff from years ago that I haven't used. So I've got a couple of silver. Look at these guys. These would be charms that would be fun on some of these. I think I'm going to use one of these. Okay, got lots of choices here, lots of things to pick from. All right, I want to distress the edge of this a little bit. So I'm just going to get a, what color was I using? That tree branch. I think that was tree branch I had out before. Just going to use some of that tree branch.
Yeah. Tucked on there so she's not. She looks good. She looks good.
Make this a little more worn.
I don't know. Should I do?
Dirty it up a little bit.
Whoops.
Yeah. That's looking a little more worn. Honestly, I think I'm going to glue that down on some manila because I want it to have a sturdier back. So, but before I do that, I want to attach these pieces. And I need more than 2 brads if I'm going to do that charm too. So I'll get another one out. So where's my pokey tool?
You should tell the illustrator to just oh, stop it. She wants to come out.
Pokey tool. Poke a hole. I like your illustrator. I wouldn't tell her to stop.
She annoys me.
Oh.
She always wants to come out and draw lines around everything all the time. Her hair did need a little bit darker, but come on.
She's going to move around. This is going to move around a little bit. So I think I'm just going to put a dot of glossy accents back there to keep it from swinging around. I'm going to put some glossy accents on my little love dimensional piece to stick it down. Kind of centered a little bit. And then I needed my pokey tool again. I should really have something to poke it into. Where's my rubber? A rubber mat. I have like a mouse pad mat I use for. These are old too. Remember push pads?
I was just using one.
Had these forever.
To do the stupid pressure embossing I was doing.
You know, I thought these were great tools, and you don't see them on the market anymore. So the new crafters that are coming out don't have these things in the stores to pick from. But when Brad's and all that stuff were real popular with scrapbookers, this was from Scrap. What was the name of the company? They're out of business now, but they had great rub-ons, and you don't see rub-ons anymore either.
No, and rub-ons are
Very
coming.
few.
I could actually get behind some rub-ons if some rub-ons came back out.
I dig rub-ons. I really do. And I noticed that Seth Apter was bringing a few back, but
Yes, he was talking about it on his
yeah,
when he did
yeah.
when we did the mini books.
But I mean, I still have old books of letters and things like this from rub-ons from years past. Oh yeah, these were from Making Memories. I don't know if they still make these or not. Or like these were from Gen X. I don't know if they're around anymore or not. I mean, I used to use a lot of these kinds of things. I still have them in my stash, so I'm going to use them. But a lot of people can't find them now.
Yeah.
So you have to go to like those secondhand arts and crafts stores. Like we've got that Create Exchange here in town. And people that are getting rid of stuff like that take that stuff into those stores. And it's a great way to recycle, reuse some of that stuff that's out there. My friend here in town, Jennifer, that runs Create Exchange, you know, they've been struggling keeping the business going and, you know, having it open and, you know, letting just certain amount of people in the store. And, you know, it's everything's different now. And you have to make an appointment to go in and drop stuff off if you're going to, you know, drop off your craft supplies that you want to recycle. So, but you can do it. You can still do it. So, you know, I encourage people that if you're taking the time to clean closets and things, think
Which
about
now it's only a pretty
recycling.
good time to do that. Yeah, don't have a lot else to do. So.
Yeah. So I like that, but this needs something. So I'm going to add. I'm going to add a few things.
She's cute.
My mother collected butterflies, but I think because this is about love and my grandparents, I'm going to add this little heart embellishment, which is dimensional. If I could get it on straight, I'd be doing really good. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to glue that to this tag and cut it out because I need a little more stability on the back side here, because this paper is just like text weight paper.
You can give her another flower.
And of course that piece is still swinging around because the glue hasn't dried under there yet. It'll get there eventually.
Another fun thing to add if you're doing dimension is stick-on gems. I love stick-on gems and sequins and things like that.
Yeah.
They're fun. Just pop a few of them on there for fun. Sometimes you need to put glue on them. Sometimes they will actually stick. We'll find out if these are going to stick.
I don't know why I can't get Maybe a glue dot to hold it down for the meanwhile, huh? Or maybe some double stick.
Just a tiny bit.
I think it's that frame is kind of heavy, so it wants to swing. When you're working small like this and you have dimensional objects, it's kind of a challenge because they do add weight and like I said, swing. So I've peeled off that backing. Let's see if I can get it under there. Maybe, maybe not. This will be the challenge for today. I need a knife. For positioning.
Just put some glitter on this big one.
This might be more challenging than I know how to deal with at the moment. Yeah, see, I'm pulling the picture and everything out now. Oh, get in there.
So she needs to say something. I don't know what she's gonna say.
There. All right, so where was I? Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's dry. I'm gonna have to put a backer on that. And have these guys dried?
I think this is
they are dry. Okay, so that means that's ready for all right, I'm losing my pen again. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Anybody see it? Anybody see where it went? It'll probably show up in my slipper. Oh, there it is. Ooh, all right. Got that taken care of. Words. We need words.
Put black edges of that. Now that I put the black sticker, plus I kind of pumped up the black on her vest. I think that the black edge on the card is a good idea. Now, she's so cute. She is ready to potty. Hopefully these gems are going to stick without me having to put some glue on them. I think I put a little glitter over the Celebrate. I love stickles. I don't know about you, but I use stickles quite.
I have to be in the mood.
I mean, it's not just the color. It's I don't use the colored ones very much. It's this diamond one that I like.
Ah, yeah.
It just adds a little bit of something to anything. Doesn't matter what. So she is cute, and that's a dimensional card because I've got a lot of different things stuck on it. Plus, it's got the paste. It's very dimensional.
This has the silver on the butterfly. I could edge this with silver. I've got these silver words.
I also got this, which is already cut out, which would be kind of cool on there.
I like this.
no, that's the right one.
This is where I'm headed with a glue stick.
Oh no, I
I
don't
don't know
know.
why that isn't moving down in the comments the way I want it to.
Maybe on this. This might be cool. Oh yes, this is cool.
Bye, Carla. Bye, Vicky.
That is cool. I like that. I think it does need to be more over here, though. I don't know. My positioning of the texture paste on there makes this difficult.
Yeah.
But I like it, so I'm going to put it on there with some Yoo-Hoo glue stick. Yoo-Hoo!
Yoo-hoo. Okay. So this I'm gluing down with a glue stick because, you know, this is craggly stuff underneath here. Since I put the texture paste on there, crackle paste on there, it's going to have more difficulty adhering.
Yeah, that's what I'm having here too, is like that dimensional stuff is underneath, and I don't want my magazine piece to be all bumpy as much, although it really can't be helped. But
Although the glue stick really does not seem to want to stick on there, so that calls for adhesive. Try to get the glue off of my fingers before I go to it.
oh, I love them too, Leslie. I like to go to the Oregon coast with my best friend. I grew up in Oregon, and she still lives in the town that I grew up in. And we like to drive up and down the coast and visit all the different lighthouses that are along the Oregon coast, which is a beautiful, beautiful place if you've never been. It's just amazingly cool.
So we are at the top of the hour.
Oh, are we?
Yes, we are.
Oh, well.
And just finishing things up here. So I want to thank you guys for being with us as we journey on this path of ATCs for the month. You'll be seeing more because we're about halfway through.
One more episode of live streaming with ATCs.
Right.
And then we'll be done.
So I'll probably do some more with the silver on here, trying to get that to stick down, but collecting those beautiful moments with our lifetime of love with my granny and grandpa. I've got this great stuff from my friends Jackie and Rachel. So thanks for stopping in, guys. We'll see you again next time.
Yep, same bat time, same bat channel.
So bye for now.
Bye-bye.